Somalia, the Horn of Africa nation, was once like a strong magnet that drew many people to its rich, dynamic culture and flourishing, healthy economy largely based on livestock. The country was formerly known for its thriving cotton ginning in East Africa, while the populous seas of the northern coastline played host to the world's largest sea vessels actively involved in fish trade. For almost 20 years, Somalia has been ravaged by war. The country has been without an effective central government since 1991. Periodic conflict between rival factions has led to massive displacement of people and severe disruptions to the economy. Hundreds of thousands of people in the region are in need of humanitarian assistance. The most affected are women, children, pastoralists, people with disabilities, and those who have been forced to flee from their homes due to violence.
korkaasaan ka imaanay bakool iyo aan ka imaanay annagoo qax iyo gaajo iyo dhibaatana soo qabatay aan meesha ka imaanay meesha waxaa ka imaaday colaadaan ka jirtay ilmihii la soo qaxay ilmihii ogoonay ahaayeen aabahooda xabadaa dishay may bajaree dhowr biloodaha ku wareegatay lama bilood leeyahay dhowr biloodaha ku wareegatay ku baahangna boano dhamaadeen markeed may ba fadaane inii oo inay galantu korna nin ka qaado walaagina nin badiyo walbadna nin ku wala onoona monka dhisano hatta monka jan hatta karkayta tariigini day waa ko de kar hatta gundida mo qob.
An extremely challenging and volatile environment makes Somalia a difficult and dangerous place for NGOs to work. Many humanitarian issues remain unaddressed, particularly those faced by over 300,000 internally displaced persons camping along the Afgoye corridor, 15 kilometers from Mogadishu. Playing a significant role in Somalia's bright future, Oxfam Novib has brought hope to hundreds of thousands of caring, warm, hardworking people by providing the much-needed humanitarian assistance since 1995.
Oxfam Novib has a very long history of working in Somalia as one of the very few agencies in the Netherlands. We have been supporting the Somali people for more than 10 years now. We support them basically by giving capacity building to local civil society organizations to empower the Somali people to organize their own development and their own humanitarian assistance.
You work on the belief that you will be able to deliver the humanitarian program in the places we deliver, but you wouldn't know what will happen in the next minute. It has been changing from one situation to another, from one administration to a different one, each coming with different needs and each coming with so many different kinds of demands. There is also the issue of armed conflict, which our partners and the communities have to deal with. They have to survive and find a way of coping with the situation in Somalia. Without the community, it's very difficult to respond, and that's what we were able to invest in the community so that we are able to respond to the humanitarian need in the area.
Amongst the over 300 local organizations Oxfam Novib has trained is the Center for Education and Development CED and the Humanitarian Action for Relief and Development organization HARDO, equipping them with skills necessary to help deliver assistance. In 2008, Oxfam Novib, together with the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency SIDA, Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Oxfam Germany, and Oxfam Canada piloted an emergency livelihoods project.
The emergency livelihood project implemented by Oxfam Novib had three key objectives. The first one was, of course, to provide immediate assistance, life-saving assistance, and to secure the livelihoods of those hardest hit by the humanitarian crisis. The second objective was to respond to the needs for basic services, especially in water and sanitation services in IDP camps and also among the host communities that had taken refuge, some of the IDPs that were fleeing conflict from Mogadishu. The third objective was to develop and enhance the capacity of Somali NGOs.
This emergency livelihoods project has served the vulnerable communities of Hiran, Galgaduud, Middle and Lower Shabelle regions in south-central Somalia. In dealing with this situation, Oxfam Novib is driven by its belief in three basic themes: the right to sustainable livelihood, the right to basic social services, and the right to life and security.
Now, the core of the work, because Somalia is a context which is extremely violent, lives are extremely unstable, so we work with communities and their local structures to promote resilience and to do practical things with communities and with their local structures, local partners, to be able to reduce suffering, save lives, and wherever possible, promote an environment that enables people, individuals, women, children, to maximize their potential and to be part of, the development process.
Under the program, Oxfam Novib has supported local communities to build latrines, resulting in improved sanitation facilities.
We have also assisted close to 7,000 households affected by a drought to rehabilitate their water wells, and we have rehabilitated the water infrastructures, including the water reservoirs, water terraces for the livestock. In addition to that, there was existence of poor sanitation, lack of sanitary facilities and lack of public health promotion.
Through this intervention, a total of 495 latrines have been built across Lower Shabelle and Galgaduud regions.
In Hiran region, we mainly focus. The population of that region is 300,000. It's estimated 300,000. We have reached almost 30,000 populations in Hiran region. We distributed the families who lost their animals during the drought season. 774 families received the restocking program.
wax badan ay ugu tareen ilmaha waxaan ugu helay caanaha ilmaha ka soo heerina suuqan ka gataa ilmaha cid ay sokor soo gelisa marka sokorna waa ka heli erigina hadda waa isiyeed alxamdulillah da asi wada dhali.
And those in riverine areas, we prepared for the lands, especially the IDPs and host communities who cannot afford to cultivate their farms. Each family got or benefits 1 hectare of land. We distributed seed, tools, and also we trained them in agricultural, modern agricultural farming practice.
nidaamkaas aad iyo aad ugu mahadcelinahay hadii aan soo aabusho wax noo keento sida yani anaga HARDO wax noo keento waxay noo sheegtay Novib ay aad la yiraahdo Oxfam ka socota in waxaan ku raday ay noogu soo dhiibeen dadkii markii beerihiina loo falay shidaalan la siiyay maxaan ku radaa xoolana la siiyay niyadooda maxaan ku radaa kor bay u kacday aad iyo aad 100% ma dhihi karna ma gaarin wali laakiin waxa weey niyadooda aad iyo aad u cusub aad baa loogu faa'iideystay.
Now they extended their farms. After each family got the first harvest, 8 quintal of maize. So this phase 2 project, we selected new beneficiaries in 21 villages along the Shabelle River. So there is another component that is called the cash relief. We distributed to the pastoral communities who lost their livestock during the drought season.
These organizations have acted as a bridge between the suffering and desperate local communities and the international organizations or donors whose vision is to assist those in need. They have assisted them to cope with the harsh living conditions.
lacagta iyada ahayd waxaan ku qabsanay adi miis iyo waxa miis iyo qoryo iyo waxyaalahaas aan samaysanay waa ku noolaanay dameerkuna waan ka gatay dameer oo nin ahaan ka gadanay waxaan ku qabanaa ku shaqaysanaa ilmaha u dhiibaa ilmaha ku soo shaqaystaan anigana dirmahaas waxaas iska falaqsan hadda waxaan sheeganaynaa horta waa hay'adaha barakaysan waa mahadsan yihiin kasto maanta
Oxfam Novib usually provides for cash relief. We provide a minimum package or what we call the minimum basket of what a household would need for a month, and that is not it's based on an analysis done by Oxfam Novib and partners including FSNU. And in the case of this project, by the time we were doing the design of the project, the minimum basket for a household was about $70 per household per month. So Oxfam Novib was providing $70 per household per month, and that amount of money was able to meet the needs of the people in terms of access to food, access to water, and other basic household needs.
لما بلوغا ما بنسينا $30 والكو قبسنا دad oonay tay xaasa waay ana naftiida macanaga ana haasa hay wala awlaada laha sadqoosa haan haqsi lama qoob misigaha ka beegoy wala kala sisantun ha ka gad hadana ka baa mushtul wala ga saka noolo isla daba mariskaas
As Oxfam Novib, first of all, we believe that for all the interventions we design and implement in Somalia and any other country, that there should be an element of sustainability. We believe that, and the evaluation reports are already indicating that the projects are going on. Even the first phase, which ended about a year ago, still has production going on. In fact, more farmers are reported to be increasing acreage on their own now, long after we stopped doing the activities with them after the project, the first phase ended.
In this project, 100 farmers were trained on pest control measures in order to maximize yields. Following good rains, farmers were able to reap reasonable profits from their produce of watermelons and onions due to the good prices prevailing at the time, hence generating good income. Some of the farmers were able to sell their watermelons and onions in their farms from traders from Somaliland and Puntland. They managed to harvest close to 50 tons of onions and 15,000 pieces of watermelons, which brought a net income of more than $8,000 to the farmers. Sesame also fetched good returns on the market, and farmers were able to use the maize and sorghum for their domestic consumption. Through this sustainable agriculture, many families' dignity has been restored, giving way to a more positive future.
Accountability is key for both Oxfam and its partners. We have to be accountable to our partners, but also to our donors and the beneficiaries as well. Recently, we were able to conduct field visits to Hiran region, where the Emergency Livelihood Project has been implemented. We were also able to make other visits to other project areas like in Galkayo and Mogadishu and the Shabelle region. We also use other forms of monitoring in both the Emergency Livelihood Project and other Oxfam Novib projects as well.
The Emergency Livelihoods program successfully benefited nearly 140,000 displaced persons and host communities whose lives were saved and livelihoods conditions improved.
Oxfam Novib generally believes in strong community monitoring that will ensure that there is strong community ownership of the projects. The use of project committees is very essential for Oxfam Novib. It is the mandate of the project committees to identify the most vulnerable people in the community, because they are the ones who are part of the community.
For many years, Somali local women had to trek for long distances in search of water, queue for long hours, and pay high rates for the water. Today, the communities boast of 4 deep wells and water troughs available for domestic and livestock use. In addition,